If you love someone, let them go. If they come back, they're yours. If they don't, they never were. The letting go paradox, how to make them want you by letting go. Before we dive in, comment where you're watching from and what time it is. Thanks for spending this hour with me. Now relax, listen, and grow. Chapter 1. The Paradox of Attachment. Hey, want to know a secret? If you want someone to like you, you've got to stop trying so hard. Crazy, right? Like, the harder you try, the less they care. Welcome to life. It's full of contradictions, and this one's a doozy. Think about it. Ever found yourself staring at your phone, waiting for that one text? Yeah, everyone has. Did obsessively checking your messages make them reply faster? Nope. It probably made them disappear quicker. Turns out, this is a law of human psychology. Chasing pushes people away. Relaxing attracts them. Welcome to the paradox of attachment. Attachment paradox isn't just about romantic relationships. It's everywhere. It's in friendships, jobs, even your hobbies. Ever desperately wanted a promotion and chased after it tirelessly, only to see it slip away? Or pursued a friendship so intensely that it faded instead of blossomed? It's because your intense focus, your desperate energy, sends signals of insecurity. It subtly tells people, I'm not enough without you or this thing. And people, subconsciously, sense that. They retreat. They protect themselves from feeling responsible for your happiness or your self-worth. We've all heard the phrase, absence makes the heart grow fonder, right? It turns out, psychology agrees. The less we grip, the more space we allow. The more space we allow, the more desire grows. Understanding the paradox of attachment means recognizing this dynamic clearly in your life. Start by noticing when you feel anxious or needy, and instead of immediately acting, sit with that discomfort. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this? What's really behind it? You might realize you're trying to fill a void, seeking external validation to feel whole. The good news is, recognizing this is half the battle. Awareness alone can break the spell. So, what happens when you loosen your grip? When you stop checking your phone every 5 minutes, stop constantly asking for reassurance, or stop needing things to turn out exactly how you imagine. People start moving closer, opportunities start presenting themselves, life starts flowing more naturally. Why? Because you're giving things room to breathe. Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you care without needing. It means your happiness isn't dependent on a text message, a compliment, or a specific outcome. You're okay either way. Ironically, this attitude makes you more appealing, more magnetic, and more confident. People sense this freedom in you and want to be around it. Your relaxed energy invites rather than repels. Chapter 2. The Psychology of Chasing. So, why exactly does chasing repel? When you're always available, always nice, always saying yes to everything, you think you're being loving, right? Wrong. You're actually broadcasting insecurity, like a huge neon sign saying, please don't leave me, I have nothing else going on. The root cause of chasing behavior often lies in childhood experiences, past relationships, or deep-seated insecurities. Maybe somewhere in your past, you felt you had to earn love or approval. Maybe you've internalized the message that you're not enough unless someone else validates your worth. Here's the kicker. People like people who have a life. Shocking, right? Imagine this scenario. Person A, I can hang out all week. Person B, cool. After 2 months, person B, wait, do you have like hobbies or something? Exactly. Suddenly devotion looks more like desperation. But why does devotion turn into desperation? It's because the other person senses the imbalance. They feel burdened by the responsibility for your happiness. The science behind this is clear. People are attracted to independence, confidence, and self-assurance. When you're always chasing, always waiting, always needing someone else's approval, you inadvertently repel them. Let's dive deeper. What happens psychologically when you chase? You shift power and energy away from yourself. placing your emotional well-being into someone else's hands. This creates pressure on the other person, making the relationship feel stressful and overwhelming rather than enjoyable and balanced. Furthermore, constant chasing erodes self-esteem. Every unanswered text, delayed response, or cancelled plan reinforces feelings of inadequacy. It becomes a cycle of rejection, insecurity, and more intense chasing. Over time, your self-worth becomes increasingly tied to external validation. The chasing mindset often comes from scarcity thinking, a subconscious belief that opportunities, relationships, and affection are limited resources. Believing this scarcity leads you to cling desperately to whatever attention or affection you receive, reinforcing feelings of anxiety and fear. On the other hand, abundance thinking, believing there are plenty of opportunities, connections, and love available, creates ease and openness. With this mindset, you naturally attract healthier, more balanced relationships because you're not operating from a place of desperation or fear. Addressing chasing behavior involves exploring underlying fears and insecurities. Ask yourself honestly, what am I afraid of? Being alone? Not being enough? Losing someone? Facing these fears directly and compassionately allows you to start healing. Practically, you can shift from chasing to attracting by consciously redirecting your energy. Invest more in yourself, your passions, hobbies, interests, friendships, and personal growth. When you genuinely build a fulfilling life independent of others, your energy naturally becomes more attractive. This doesn't mean you stop showing interest or affection. It means you balance your availability with personal boundaries and priorities. It's healthy to express affection, but it's also healthy to maintain space and boundaries. Healthy relationships thrive on mutual respect, balanced energy, and reciprocal investment. To summarize, shifting from chasing to attracting involves recognizing and addressing deep-seated insecurities, cultivating an abundance mindset instead of scarcity, investing genuinely in your own life and happiness, maintaining healthy boundaries and balanced interaction, practicing patience and allowing relationships to unfold naturally. When you genuinely embody these principles, ironically, you become more desirable and relationships become healthier and more fulfilling. Chapter 3. Myths of the perfect partner. Why do we get trapped in this chasing cycle in the first place? Blame movies, pop culture, and fairy tales. They told us someone out there is our other half, our perfect person who'll magically complete us. This myth sets unrealistic expectations. We imagine a perfect person who can fix our lives, heal our wounds, and validate our worth. But guess what? That perfect person is imaginary. Yep, you've been looking for someone who doesn't exist. Sorry about that. When relationships fail, we don't even mourn the actual person. We mourn our idea of who we thought they were. And guess what? They were never that person. They're just normal people with flaws, fears, and insecurities. Just like you. Recognizing these myths allows you to engage with reality. It allows you to meet real people as they are, flawed, imperfect, but beautifully human. The key is to appreciate real connections, real authenticity, and real vulnerability, rather than chasing illusions. Let's delve deeper. The myth of the perfect partner sets up a harmful narrative where relationships become solutions rather than partnerships. This mindset implies you're incomplete and fundamentally lacking something until someone else fills that void. It suggests that your happiness, worth, and identity depend entirely on another person's presence and approval. But this dependency isn't just unrealistic, it's unhealthy. It places immense pressure on your partner to fulfill all your emotional needs and expectations, which no one realistically can sustain. The moment your partner inevitably falls short because they're human and imperfect, disappointment and resentment set in. Another harmful aspect of the perfect partner myth is that it often leads to a cycle of idealization and devaluation. Initially, you see your partner through rose-colored glasses, idealizing their positive traits while ignoring or minimizing their flaws. Over time, As their imperfections become impossible to ignore, idealization flips into harsh criticism and disillusionment. Moreover, believing in a perfect partner prevents you from growing personally and emotionally. Instead of addressing your internal struggles, fears, and insecurities, you expect another person to resolve them. You outsource your personal growth and emotional responsibility, making yourself perpetually dependent on external validation and reassurance. To break free from this myth, you need to recognize and accept human imperfection, both your own and others. Every person has flaws, quirks, fears, and limitations. Genuine love and healthy relationships thrive when you fully embrace reality, imperfections included, rather than chase idealized fantasies. Developing realistic expectations means understanding that a partner complements your life rather than completes it. Healthy relationships involve two whole individuals who support each other's growth, happiness, and independence, not two incomplete halves desperately trying to fix each other. By letting go of unrealistic expectations, you allow yourself to form deeper, more meaningful connections rooted in mutual respect, understanding, and authenticity. Real love doesn't ask others to fill voids or fix internal problems. It celebrates each other's strengths and supports each other through vulnerabilities. Practically speaking, how do you start dismantling this myth? Begin by evaluating your current expectations in relationships. Are your expectations realistic or idealized? Do you accept your partner's flaws or do you expect perfection? Are you using the relationship as a crutch for your emotional issues? Next, cultivate self-awareness. Reflect deeply on your emotional patterns, expectations, and past relationships. Identify recurring themes or patterns that reveal unhealthy beliefs or behaviors rooted in the perfect partner myth. Work on your own personal growth and emotional healing. Invest in your own happiness and self-worth independently of a partner. Develop a rich, fulfilling life filled with meaningful activities, friendships, and goals. The more complete and fulfilled you are individually, the healthier and stronger your relationships become. Finally, embrace vulnerability and authenticity in your interactions. Share your true self, including your flaws and fears. Encourage your partner to do the same. Authenticity and openness build genuine intimacy and connection, moving relationships away from fantasy and closer to reality. By addressing these myths head-on and shifting your mindset, you foster healthier, more authentic relationships that thrive on mutual understanding, realistic expectations, and genuine affection. Chapter 4: The Art of Letting Go. So, what's the solution to breaking out of this cycle? Drumroll, please. It's called letting go, not the pretend you don't care letting go. Actual letting go, like genuinely being okay with yourself whether they text back or not. The secret behind letting go is realizing you are already complete. You're whole without needing external validation. You're enough exactly as you are. Here's how this looks in real life. Someone cancels plans. You genuinely feel cool, have fun. You have other interests, friends, hobbies. Great. Maintain them. Not because you're playing games, but because you're genuinely living your life. The art of letting go involves shifting your focus back to yourself. It involves cultivating genuine self-worth, internal validation, and unconditional self-love. But what exactly does letting go look like in practice? Firstly, letting go involves acceptance. Acceptance isn't about passivity or resignation. It's about recognizing reality as it is, without the desperate need to change it. It's acknowledging that some outcomes are beyond your control, and that's perfectly okay. When you practice acceptance, you free yourself from constant anxiety and stress about situations you cannot control. This internal peace allows you to navigate relationships and life with clarity and ease. Secondly, letting go means detachment from outcomes. It's healthy and normal to have goals, desires, and hopes. But unhealthy attachment occurs when your happiness hinges entirely on specific outcomes. By detaching from outcomes, you maintain emotional equilibrium and stability, regardless of external circumstances. Consider how often your emotional state is determined by someone else's actions or decisions. When you detach, you're able to enjoy interactions without needing them to produce specific results. You experience greater joy, authenticity, and emotional freedom in your relationships. Thirdly, letting go involves trusting life's process. Trust that events unfold exactly as they should, even if it doesn't always match your initial expectations. Trusting life's process means understanding that sometimes closed doors are necessary to redirect you towards better opportunities. When you cultivate this trust, you become resilient. You handle disappointments with grace and see setbacks as redirections rather than failures. Your mindset shifts from fear-based control to faith-based openness. Another crucial element of letting go is mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of staying fully present and engaged in the current moment without judgment. By cultivating mindfulness, you reduce anxiety about the future or regrets about the past. Practicing mindfulness allows you to fully appreciate and experience life exactly as it is happening. It enhances emotional intelligence, self-awareness, and empathy, qualities that significantly improve all your relationships. Next, letting go requires emotional independence. Emotional independence means cultivating your own inner resources, self-esteem, confidence, happiness, so you're not overly reliant on external sources for validation or fulfillment. Emotionally independent people attract healthier, more balanced relationships because their sense of worth and identity doesn't fluctuate based on others' opinions or actions. They enjoy deeper, more meaningful connections built on genuine respect and admiration. Additionally, letting go involves healthy boundary setting. Boundaries clearly define acceptable and unacceptable behaviors in relationships, protecting your emotional and mental well-being. Healthy boundaries communicate self-respect and reinforce mutual respect in relationships. Without boundaries, relationships become draining, imbalanced, and emotionally unhealthy. Boundaries empower you to engage authentically and comfortably without sacrificing your needs or values. Another practical aspect of letting go is releasing expectations. Expectations often create disappointment and frustration because reality rarely aligns perfectly with preconceived ideas. Releasing expectations doesn't mean lowering your standards. It means opening yourself up to life's unpredictable nature. When you release rigid expectations, you embrace flexibility and openness, fostering richer and more rewarding experiences. Relationships become dynamic and exciting because you're free to discover and enjoy people as they genuinely are. Furthermore, letting go involves forgiveness. Holding on to resentment, anger, or past grievances traps you emotionally and psychologically. Forgiveness liberates you from emotional baggage, freeing your energy to focus positively on the present and future. Forgiveness isn't condoning hurtful actions. It's acknowledging that holding on to anger harms you more than anyone else. Practicing forgiveness leads to emotional freedom, improved mental health, and healthier relationships. Finally, letting go means continuous personal growth. Personal growth involves embracing challenges, learning from experiences, and continuously evolving. When you're committed to personal growth, you naturally become more self-aware, compassionate, and emotionally mature. This ongoing growth enriches all your relationships by enhancing your emotional depth, understanding, and resilience. It makes you adaptable, emotionally stable, and genuinely attractive to others. To summarize, the comprehensive art of letting go includes practicing acceptance, detaching from outcomes, trusting life's process, cultivating mindfulness, developing emotional independence, setting healthy boundaries, releasing rigid expectations, practicing forgiveness, committing to continuous personal growth. By integrating these practices into your daily life, you foster deep emotional stability, personal fulfillment, and healthier, more rewarding relationships. Letting go isn't just an art, it's a powerful, transformative way of living. Chapter 5, Beyond Romance. Applying letting go everywhere. While we often associate letting go primarily with romantic relationships, its power extends far beyond. Embracing the principles of letting go can profoundly transform all areas of your life. Friendships, family interactions, career pursuits, personal goals, and even everyday decisions. Think about friendships first. Sometimes we cling to friendships that no longer serve us out of fear, nostalgia, or obligation. Letting go in friendships doesn't mean abruptly cutting ties. Rather, it's acknowledging when a friendship has naturally evolved or outgrown its original form. It involves compassionately releasing expectations and allowing relationships to shift organically. When you practice this kind of emotional release, you open yourself to newer, healthier connections aligned with your current values and life stage. In family relationships, letting go can be particularly challenging due to deeply ingrained patterns and emotional bonds. Yet, family relationships benefit greatly from the principles of acceptance and emotional independence. Letting go here means releasing old grievances, outdated family roles, and unrealistic expectations about how family members should behave. Practicing acceptance allows you to embrace your family members as they truly are, fostering healthier interactions based on genuine understanding rather than control. When it comes to your career, applying letting go can drastically improve your professional growth and satisfaction. Many people cling to jobs, projects, or outcomes out of fear of uncertainty or failure. Letting go professionally means adopting a mindset of curiosity, flexibility, and openness. It involves setting goals without being rigidly attached to specific outcomes. This mindset shift can empower you to recognize new opportunities, adapt to changes gracefully, and pursue paths genuinely aligned with your talents and passions. Consider personal goals as well. While goal setting is vital for progress, overly rigid attachment to specific results often leads to stress, burnout, and disappointment. Practicing letting go in goal setting means focusing more on the journey and the growth process rather than obsessing over end results. By embracing this approach, you cultivate resilience, adaptability, and deeper satisfaction from each step you take towards your goals, regardless of immediate outcomes. Everyday life provides numerous opportunities to practice letting go. Small frustrations, traffic jams, delayed flights, cancelled events can be opportunities for cultivating patience and acceptance. Rather than resisting what you cannot control, letting go means acknowledging your emotions but choosing not to dwell on or amplify them. This daily practice enhances emotional intelligence, reduces stress, and promotes inner peace. Letting go also profoundly affects your mental and physical health. Chronic stress and emotional turmoil often arise from persistent clinging to outcomes, people, or situations beyond your control. By embracing letting go, you significantly reduce anxiety and improve your emotional resilience. This contributes to better sleep, enhanced immune function, improved mood, and overall well-being. Financial decisions can benefit significantly from the principles of letting go. Often, anxiety about money comes from a scarcity mindset, fear of losing what you have or not having enough. Practicing letting go financially involves adopting an abundance mindset, trusting in your ability to manage resources and being open to new opportunities. It means making informed, responsible decisions without emotional attachment to specific financial outcomes. Letting go also influences how you handle conflicts. Rather than escalating disagreements, you practice mindful acceptance, healthy boundary setting, and detachment from needing to win arguments. This approach fosters productive dialogues, reduces unnecessary drama, and strengthens your communication skills. In creativity and personal expression, letting go opens doors to innovation and authenticity. By releasing self-doubt, perfectionism, and external validation, you allow your genuine creativity to flow freely. Letting go empowers you to take creative risks, explore new ideas, and express yourself authentically without fear of judgment or failure. Spiritual growth and mindfulness are deeply intertwined with the art of letting go. Practicing letting go spiritually involves releasing attachments to specific beliefs, rigid rituals, or external validations of your spiritual journey. It encourages openness, continuous exploration, and genuine connection with your inner self and the universe around you. Social interactions become more fulfilling and authentic when you integrate letting go principles. Instead of constantly seeking approval or validation from others, you engage confidently and authentically. Letting go of the need to impress or control social outcomes allows interactions to unfold naturally, fostering genuine connections based on mutual respect and interest. Letting go also means embracing change wholeheartedly. Life inevitably involves continuous change. Relationships evolve, careers shift, circumstances transform. By practicing letting go, you become adaptable and resilient, navigating changes with grace and optimism rather than fear or resistance. Moreover, letting go significantly improves decision-making skills. When you're detached from needing specific outcomes, you approach decisions with clarity, objectivity, and wisdom. Emotional detachment reduces impulsive decisions driven by fear or anxiety, empowering you to make thoughtful, balanced choices aligned with your long-term well-being. In parenting, letting go means balancing guidance with freedom. It involves allowing your children to explore, learn, and grow independently while providing appropriate support and boundaries. Letting go in parenting fosters trust, confidence, and emotional resilience in both children and parents. Ultimately, practicing letting go in every aspect of life contributes to a profound sense of inner freedom. This freedom isn't defined by external circumstances, but by your internal state of mind. You live with emotional stability, clarity, and genuine joy, knowing your worth and happiness aren't dependent on external validation, outcomes, or specific relationships. To fully embrace letting go in every area of your life, continuously reflect on your attachments, expectations, and emotional patterns. Regular self-reflection, combined with intentional practice, will gradually integrate letting go into your mindset and daily habits. In summary, applying the principles of letting go beyond romance includes friendships, family relationships, career and professional growth, personal goals, everyday frustrations, mental and physical health, financial decisions, conflict resolution, creativity and self-expression, spiritual and mindfulness growth, social interactions, embracing change, decision-making, parenting and family life. By consciously applying letting go to these diverse areas, you unlock deeper fulfillment, resilience, and genuine happiness throughout every facet of your life. Chapter 6. Embracing authenticity. Authenticity isn't just about honesty, it's about fully accepting and embracing who you genuinely are, without pretending, masking, or hiding aspects of yourself. It's one of the most powerful ways to connect with yourself and others on a deep, meaningful level. Yet, authenticity can be surprisingly challenging in a world often promoting conformity, perfection, and external validation. To truly embrace authenticity, you must first understand what prevents it: fear of judgment, rejection, criticism, or failure. These fears often lead you to adopt personas or masks, showing only the parts of yourself you think others will approve. But here's the paradox: hiding your true self doesn't protect you. Instead, it creates distance and isolation. Authenticity, by contrast, fosters genuine connection, trust, and intimacy. When you're authentic, you give others permission to be authentic too, creating deeper, more meaningful relationships. Authenticity involves self-awareness, understanding your strengths, weaknesses, passions, and values clearly. Self-awareness helps you act consistently in alignment with your true self, fostering integrity and coherence in your actions, words, and choices. To embrace authenticity, start by exploring your core values. Values are deeply held beliefs guiding your actions and decisions. Clarify what matters most to you, such as honesty, kindness, creativity, or personal growth, and ensure your actions align consistently with these values. Next, practice vulnerability. Authenticity and vulnerability go hand in hand. Vulnerability involves openness about your feelings, fears, hopes, and dreams, without certainty of approval or acceptance. While vulnerability may feel uncomfortable initially, it builds trust and fosters genuine emotional connections. Additionally, authenticity involves clear and honest communication. Many people struggle with authenticity because they avoid difficult conversations or uncomfortable truths. Embracing authenticity means speaking your truth clearly and respectfully, even when it's challenging. Another crucial aspect of authenticity is self-compassion. Embracing your authentic self includes accepting your imperfections, flaws, and mistakes. Practicing self-compassion involves treating yourself with kindness, understanding, and forgiveness when you fall short or face difficulties. Authenticity also means living intentionally. Intentional living involves consciously choosing your path, actions, and goals rather than mindlessly following societal expectations or external pressures. When you live intentionally, your life genuinely reflects your true desires, passions, and dreams. One powerful way to cultivate authenticity is through mindfulness and meditation. Mindfulness enhances self-awareness and emotional intelligence, helping you recognize when you're acting inauthentically or driven by external validation. Regular mindfulness practice empowers you to stay true to yourself despite external pressures. Embracing authenticity significantly enhances your personal and professional relationships. Authentic individuals attract meaningful connections because they're trustworthy, relatable, and genuinely engaging. People naturally gravitate towards authenticity, sensing sincerity, depth, and emotional openness. Authenticity fosters resilience. When you're authentically yourself, you build inner strength, self-confidence, and emotional stability. You handle criticism, setbacks, or disappointments with grace because your self-worth isn't determined by external opinions or validations. Professionally, authenticity leads to greater career satisfaction, creativity, and leadership effectiveness. Authentic leaders inspire trust, motivate teams, and create positive workplace cultures. Employees perform better, collaborate effectively, and experience higher job satisfaction under authentic leadership. In friendships, authenticity creates deep, supportive, and lasting bonds. Authentic friends openly share their struggles, successes, and vulnerabilities, creating a foundation of mutual trust, respect, and emotional intimacy. Friendships rooted in authenticity provide ongoing emotional support, growth, and fulfillment. Romantic relationships especially benefit from authenticity. Genuine emotional intimacy arises when partners authentically express their feelings, desires, fears, and dreams. Authentic romantic relationships foster mutual respect, deep emotional connection, and long-term satisfaction. Embracing authenticity means accepting your uniqueness fully. Rather than comparing yourself to others, you celebrate your distinctive qualities, experiences, and perspectives. This self-acceptance enhances self-esteem, emotional well-being, and life satisfaction. Authenticity also involves ongoing personal growth. Authentic individuals continually seek self-improvement, growth, and deeper self-understanding. They're open to feedback, learning opportunities, and self-reflection, consistently evolving towards their highest potential. Moreover, authenticity encourages creative expression. Free from external validation or judgment, authentic creativity flows freely and innovatively, whether in art, writing, music, or any creative pursuit. Authenticity allows genuine self-expression, inspiring others through sincerity and originality. Practicing authenticity requires courage. It involves risking judgment, misunderstanding, or rejection to live genuinely. But this courage ultimately brings profound rewards, deeper connections, meaningful relationships, inner peace, and genuine happiness. Authenticity creates a powerful ripple effect, positively influencing everyone around you. Your genuine presence encourages others to be authentic, fostering healthier, more supportive, and meaningful communities and environments. To summarize, fully embracing authenticity involves understanding barriers to authenticity, cultivating deep self-awareness, clarifying core personal values, practicing vulnerability consistently, engaging in clear, honest communication, developing self-compassion and forgiveness, living intentionally in alignment with your values, incorporating mindfulness and meditation practices, fostering authenticity in professional and personal relationships, building emotional resilience and inner strength, celebrating personal uniqueness and individuality, committing to ongoing personal growth and learning, encouraging genuine creative self-expression, exercising courage and emotional openness, inspiring authenticity in others and building genuine communities. By wholeheartedly embracing authenticity, you significantly enhance every area of your life, fostering genuine fulfillment, emotional freedom, deep connections, and true inner peace. Chapter 7. The Bill Works Recap. So you've made it to the end. Let's do a quick recap of what we've learned. The paradox of attachment. The harder you chase, the faster they run. Weird, right? The psychology of chasing. Desperation isn't sexy. Having your own life is. Myths of the perfect partner. That perfect person, they don't exist. And that's actually good news. The art of letting go. Being okay regardless of outcomes makes you magnetic. Beyond romance. This stuff works everywhere. Work, family, friendships, even traffic jams. Embracing authenticity. Being real is scary, but worth it. People connect with real, not perfect. Remember, you're already complete. You're already enough. And paradoxically, when you truly believe that, that's when everyone else starts to notice. Thanks for spending this time with me. Now go out there and practice the art of letting go.